what can I say? What an incredibly good game. That was. Can we ask better? Can we ask any better of the Springboks? I just don't think we can. It would be rude. It would be uncouth to do so because to win that game, 67 points to 30. My goodness. And we were only up by 2 points at half time. So yeah, let's get into it. In the first half, we were scraping the barrel a little bit. We were struggling a bit. I mean, look, let's not get caught up in the overjoyous celebrations of that second half performance. As brilliant as it was, that first half we saw quite a few disciplinary issues, and let's get into it. The ill discipline did cost us. Cheslin's mistake. I wanna look at that. Actually, no. Before we look into the specifics, we conceded so many penalties, and I think a lot of those penalties were caused because the Boks were looking for that defensive gain line speed, which they managed to get right in the second half. So credit to them for fixing it, going into having a chat with Rassi at halftime and getting it right. But looking for that defensive gain line speed and getting it wrong meant that we were caught offside quite a few times and then getting penalized. And when you have the likes of Carreras kicking for goals anywhere in your half, he's likely to get it over. I mean, the man has an 86% success record across his career. He generally gets them over, and that did cause us big problems, particularly in the first 20 minutes. However, when we got it right, it worked well, and we saw that in the second half. So credit to the Springboks for seeing that there was a problem, there was an issue, and fixing it. So yeah, the discipline in regards to conceding penalties due to offsides, yeah, big no-no in the first half, but huge credit for fixing it and getting it fixed quite well. All right, now I want to go look into specifics. And I said earlier, Cheslin Colby's mistake. Look, the man is human. He proved that to us today. He's still one of the best players in the world, and I will stand by that. People are allowed to have a brain fart every now and then, but my goodness, I did not expect that. So for those who didn't watch or didn't see live what happened, Argentina kicked the ball over into our try line. Cheslin dotted it down, and he was intending to pass the ball to Damian Willemse, who was under the poles. But in passing it, he drop kicked it. And of course, it's a goal line dropout at that point because he dotted it down in our try line. So according to the rules, it's a goal line dropout. When intending to pass the ball to Damian Willemse, he did that as a drop kick, and he completely missed Damian Willemse, and it fell straight into the hands of the Argentine inside center, who dotted down and scored the try. There was a bit of confusion in the stadium. There was a bit of confusion here in where I was. I'm sure where you guys were watching as well. Nobody knew exactly what had really happened, but by the letter of the law, Cheslin Colby did drop kick the ball, thereby starting the game again as a goal line dropout. The Argentina inside center picked up the ball, dotted it down, and scored a perfectly legal try. It was then converted, and Argentina were ahead by a couple. I think it was 2 points at that stage. Immediately thereafter, we struck back. We scored a try, and that was brilliant. So it was good for us to come back. But then, just on the cusp of halftime, Argentina had a line out on the 5-meter line. They mauled very well, and they were charging towards the try line until Malcolm Marx collapsed that maul by coming in from the side. We thought that it was initially held up, but upon review from the TMO, it appears that Malcolm Marx had collapsed the maul unlawfully, and therefore they were awarded a penalty try. So in effect, that's 14 points that should never, ever have been awarded to Argentina. And if you take those 14 points away, it's 67 points to 16 in our favor. We would have won. But you know what? If buts and maybes, if my grandmother had wheels, she would have been a bike. You know, it happened. They did get the points. And we then restarted. Apparently, on the clock, on the TV that I was watching, it said that 42 minutes had been played. Now, this was an incredibly confusing thing because everybody thought that it was half-time. Argentina scored the penalty try. But according to the TMO, there were still 4 seconds left in play until the hooter was supposed to go. So with 4 seconds to go, we restarted and kicked off, and Sasha Feinberg Gomez Zulu made sure that it was a nice short kickoff, and we won possession back. From winning that possession back, We played a few phases and went over to score, making sure that we were in the lead at halftime. The psychological advantage that brought the Springboks was immense. It was massive because at that time, Argentina were going toe to toe with us. In fact, they were leading. If we had gone into that halftime break 23-18 down, I dare say that second half might not have been quite as electric, quite as explosive, quite as fluid as it was. So the genius that is Sasha Feinberg and Gomezulu to make sure that that kick was inch perfect for us to regain possession and go on to score that try to make sure we were ahead at halftime was absolutely brilliant. So guys, yeah, please leave in the comments here what you guys think about that game, how good it was, because wow, truly, that's one of the best games I've seen in a while. The Boks were cooking in that second half. Now, look, I mean, I've been fairly negative in this review so far, looking at the first half. Let's get into the second half.
Say goodbye to Slack because chat's here and it's inside ClickUp. Everything you need in chat is here. Like your DMs and even your channels. But there's a ton more you can do.
Perfect. It was elite. Sasha Feinberg Mgomezulu had that ball on a string. He was so good. And despite the fact that, you know, that poor discipline was letting us down in the first half, we let it go. The past is the past. And we went on and cooked in that second half. Mani Libok came on. He was immense. That chip and chase try was, that's the most disgusting thing I've seen in so long. Ethan Hooker with a little try assist there as well. The Springboks scored 9 tries, guys. 9. Can you believe it? 67 points to 30 at the end. I'm still struggling to come to terms with the fact that this is real. Cheers to the Bokke. A truly insane rugby match. So, yeah, look, that being said, let's get into our player reviews and to our player rating.